Good night, fellow punters. The clock on the wall says 2 minutes past 8 on Wednesday night, back with a few for tomorrow. Today is International Women's Day. It was supposed to be yesterday, but they weren't ready. I'm only joking. Before I get a blow, a handbag, or a high heel through from the back of the bus. I'm only joking. It's great to have you on board, all the ladies, and some shrewdies, I must say, among us. But I hope you enjoyed your International Women's Day, even though it wasn't a day late. I'm only joking. But Matt Connor, he lives in Douglas in Cork. He was saying his wife Mary was 2 days gone to the hairdresser getting the hair done, and Matt was a bit out of bounds because more than a lot of men, he can't boil an egg, so he had to get Meals on Wheels delivered. He got the dinner delivered. Matt is no slouch, I'll tell you. He get the job done. But a happy birthday. Whose birthday was it? Philip Wright's mother. She was 75 yesterday, so happy birthday to her. And Philip was drinking a lot of 7-Up the last few days, and he was wearing a red shirt. So I don't know, he was, and John Collin was along with him. 7-Up they were drinking. They weren't, they had Steve busy. What do you call it? There was advice given. I got that honey this morning, Andrew Dunn. I got honey, and actually the shopkeeper said to me that always buy local honey. I never knew that. Well, I never bought honey before. But I had 2 cups of it today anyway, and I'll try the other stuff that CJ lifts. He was something blitz. It must be a blender or something, but I don't have a blender, but I can get one if this doesn't work. But I'll take. How many cups of this are you supposed to take per day, Andrew? Let me know. And 1 spoon is it in warm water. I had 2 cups of that today, but I sneezed for about an hour today at one stage. It just come and go, and I'm not too bad now. It might come back later on again, but not to worry. We had a nice winner today. I backed it again at 30-2 before the off because I thought it's a solid each way play, and it won very snug. Returned 5-1. That'll win again too. It'll only go up £4 or £5. He's £20 or £17 or £18 lower than his initial mark. And Lady Wilbury went off favourite. Was it 2-1 or 9-4 or something? I thought she was being set up for her, but she's only the 1 gear. Like myself this weather, slow second. And I doubt that'll win a race because he hasn't turned a foot like that Flint Tara had. That surprised me the way it flew away today, and it drifted like a barge all day. And in the bus horses, there was 3 out of the 4 placed. And the one that I thought would definitely be placed of them was Lifetime Legend, and I think it was 5th. But the rest of them are all placed, so I see a couple of them had each way lucky 15, so there'll be a profit made on that. Anyway, on to tomorrow. I had a couple of picked out as each ways, but we can chill back them each way because they'll drift again in the morning. Gwan Tadhg in the 340. We tipped this up, I think it was the 17th of January, but the ground went against it. But it came on my radar the time before in Cork. It was gambled on from 22s into 9-2, and it came 6th. But it travelled really well, and it clouted the last 2. It just didn't stay the 2.5. So a fast run 2 tomorrow. It opened 13-2, and it was into 9-2 within 10 minutes. That was at about 5:30, 5:45 this evening. That Tadhg will make there'll be pace there and that, so it's well handicapped, this horse. So I'm hoping that the ground was the excuse the last day. 9-2, 5-1. Back at each way, there's 5 places. That should definitely be in the first 5, and hopefully it might win for us. And there's a similar sort of a horse in the 450. This opened up 9-1. Coventry. It's into 4-1 now, but it's still 6-1 with William Hill there, according to that. This better ground, with frost on that, it'll be good to yield in. There's an inspection, but it wouldn't be on account of shite ground, like, to be good to yield in. But on good ground last October, to second to Grosney in Punchestown of 121. With our favourite then in Galway, there was a good money for it that time, but the ground was against it, I thought. And then it ran in the race, Maxim, in Leopardstown, but like that'd be way out of its depth. Finished 8th, beaten a long way, but like Maxim won by a big distance that day, won by 16 lengths. So that was a good class race, but he wouldn't be up to that level. And then the last day, he ran pretty decent. So the money is down. That could be owner's money, AD and NYC. That's New York City, and my bird in the hand. McHugh must be involved in that. But behind Virgin Place the last year, but the handbrake was on totally. So handbrake must be off tomorrow. But I had him marked out at 9-1 as an each-way bet. And one for the Goo tomorrow. Russian Virtue, Bus Horse, 2-1, 15 days. It won for us a few times this over Thurles and on the Goo. Who said that today on the Goo? They were quoting Rock Chant, the Status Quo song. But it won for us in Newcastle before over this trip, and then it didn't seem to stay the last day at a mile and a half. So that was off 59, and it won over Thurles. So we'll give this a chance again tomorrow.
Behind them, Daydream Believer gets a bit of a squeeze. So too Rosa Del Rio once again. Down the straight they come inside the 3. Towards the near side, Russian Virtue lays down the challenge to Trailblazer on the extreme right. Daydream Believer trying to pick it up, and Rosa Del Rio with some encouragement trying to stay on towards the near side rail. Still plenty of chances here on the far side. Daydream Believer towards the near side, Russian Virtue and Rosa Del Rio. Trailblazer just behind them. They're back inside the final furlong now. Rosa Del Rio towards the near side of Russian Virtue. They're having a right set to these as they come back towards the final half furlong. Russian Virtue and Rosa Del Rio on the bob as they race up towards the line. Russian Virtue just puts his head in front.
I got outstayed the last day at a mile and a half. But you'd imagine it should be up to maybe winning that again tomorrow. And there's an interesting horse at a big price here at Southwell. Ludden Lass. It's 12 and 14-1. Might be worth a small few pound each way. This ran first time out last year in Ascot, and the horses, it finished 4th to 5th. We'll just have a quick look at it. But the horses, the Omni Queen, that ran in Royal Ascot on its next run. Immortal Beauty and Annie Maher, they're rated a good bit higher now. I think it was 79 and 82 or something. But this is in yellow. It's in last place now, but it runs very green.
Immortal Beauty. Challenging in behind is Shikova. Toward the left-hand side is Animar. The back marker is Ludden Lass as they run towards the final furlong and a half. Ridden out in front is Omni Queen. Still holds the advantage over Animar. Immortal Beauty is now shaken up, and then Shikova. Ludden Lass is trying to run on, but it's still Omni Queen. Racing inside the final furlong with a couple of lengths lead over Animar and Immortal Beauty. And heading up towards the line is Omni Queen for a winning debut. Omni Queen has won it. Tight for second, Animar and Immortal Beauty. Then Ludden Lass.
A fairly decent performance in an Ascot maiden first time out. You'd wonder did they just put it away for the year. It's well bred. There's a couple of in the family fairly decent. Out of by Dandyman, I should say. Out of a Zaire mare. Charlie Hill's not going the world's worst or the world's best this weather. What's the 1 for 10 and a place, so at least. But now he might be worth a small couple of pounds at a big price. There's 14 to 1. You're hoping maybe he might have been the first 3 at least anyway, so I'm rattling on. Time to get out of Dodge. Be back tomorrow night, hopefully myself and the Stig, with our day 4, and probably have a quick look at a few races over the week. That'll be our last chance to chat with him. So bash the bookies, over and out.